Let's get right into it. Number 9. Tropical ulcers. Ever had a paper cut? Now imagine that tiny cut growing into a gaping hole in your leg. That's basically what a tropical ulcer does, but way worse. These nasty wounds start small, usually from a tiny scratch or insect bite. But in hot, humid places, that little cut can turn into a nightmare. The ulcer grows bigger and deeper, eating away at your skin, muscle, and even bone. These ulcers can get as big as a dinner plate. You could end up with a wound on your leg big enough to serve food on. Not that you'd want to, because these things smell worse than a dumpster in summer, but the real pain comes from how they affect your life. Imagine trying to walk around with a massive open wound on your leg. Every step is painful. You can't work, you can't play, you can't even sleep without pain. These ulcers are stubborn. They can last for months or even years if not treated properly. Some people end up with permanent damage or even lose their legs. So next time you're in the tropics, watch out for those tiny cuts. They might be the start of something much, much worse. Number 8. Necrotizing fasciitis. Ever heard of a disease that eats you alive? Well, that's pretty much what necrotizing fasciitis does. It's a rare but super serious infection that destroys your body's soft tissues. First off, this isn't your average infection. The bacteria causing this mess multiply so fast, they can destroy tissue at a rate of up to 1 inch per hour. This means you would be watching your arm disappear in real time. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. This infection is sneaky. At first, it might just look like a small bump or bruise, but within hours, it can turn into a full-blown nightmare. The affected area becomes red, swollen, and incredibly painful. People who've had this say, it feels like their body is on fire. The bacteria don't just stop at your skin, they dive deep, attacking the tissue that covers your muscles. They're basically on a mission to turn your insides into mush. Sometimes, the only way to stop this flesh-eating monster is to cut out all the infected tissue. In severe cases, doctors might have to amputate an entire limb to save a person's life. Want to know how rare and serious this condition is? About 1 in 3 people who get necrotizing fasciitis don't make it. That's why doctors have to act super fast when they spot it. It's a race against time, with your life on the line. So next time you get a cut or scrape, remember to keep it clean. Because you never know when a tiny wound could turn into a flesh-eating nightmare. Number 7. Epidural abscess. An epidural abscess is a pocket of pus that forms right next to your spinal cord. It's as bad as it sounds. This uninvited guest starts squeezing your nerves and spine, causing pain so intense it makes stubbing your toe feel like a gentle massage. The craziest part? This whole nightmare often starts with a simple infection somewhere else in your body. Maybe it's a small cut on your arm or a tooth infection. Your body tries to fight it off, but sometimes those sneaky bacteria escape. Instead of getting kicked out, they take a joyride through your bloodstream and set up camp right next to your spine. It's like your body accidentally sent these guys on a first-class trip to your back instead of showing them the exit. Left untreated, this spine invader can lead to paralysis or worse. The pain isn't just in your back either. It's like your whole body's rebelling against you. You get fever, chills, and weakness that make you feel like you've been hit by a truck. So next time you're having a rough day, just remember, at least you don't have a collection of pus partying next to your spinal cord. Number 6. Shingles. Shingles is caused by the same virus that gives you chickenpox as a kid. After chickenpox, the virus doesn't leave your body. It just hides in your nerves, waiting to strike again. When it does, it's like your nerves are on fire. The pain can be so bad that even the lightest touch feels like torture. Imagine your clothes feeling like sandpaper on your skin. But the pain is just the beginning. Shingles also causes a nasty rash. It starts as red bumps and turns into fluid-filled blisters. These blisters can pop and crust over, leaving scars that last for months. The pain can stick around even after the rash is gone. Some people feel it for years. Shingles usually shows up on one side of your body or face. If it hits your face, it can affect your eyes. In some cases, it can even lead to blindness. 1 in 3 people will get shingles in their lifetime, and if you've had it once, you can get it again. Number 5. Gout. Back in the day, gout was called the disease of kings. Why? Because it often hit rich folks who could afford lots of fancy food and drinks. But nowadays, gout doesn't care if you're royalty or not. It can strike anyone. So what exactly is gout? It's when your body decides to grow tiny crystals in your joints. But these aren't the pretty crystals you'd want in a necklace. Nope. These are sharp, needle-like crystals that poke and stab at your joints from the inside. Now, you might be wondering, why would my body grow crystals? Well, it's not like your body's trying to make jewelry inside you. These crystals are made of uric acid, which comes from breaking down certain foods. Usually, Your kidneys filter out extra uric acid, which you pee, but sometimes there's too much uric acid, and it starts to stack up, forming those nasty crystals. Gout usually starts in your big toe. Imagine the worst toe stub you've ever had. Now multiply that pain by 10, and make it last for days. That's gout. Here's something crazy. Gout attacks often happen at night. You go to bed feeling fine, and boom, you wake up at 2 a.m. feeling like your toe is on fire. It's so bad that even the weight of a bedsheet can make you scream in pain. It can show up in other joints too, like your ankles, knees, or wrists. The pain from gout is so intense that some people say it feels worse than childbirth or getting stabbed. In fact, there are stories of people in the past who begged doctors to cut off their toes just to stop the pain. Number 4. Gallstones. Imagine eating your favorite meal, and suddenly it feels like someone's jabbing a red-hot poker under your ribs. Welcome to the world of gallstones, the tiny terrors that turn your insides into a battleground. These little rock-like formations grow in your gallbladder, a small organ that stores bile. When they block the bile duct, it's like putting a cork in a shaken-up soda bottle. The pressure builds up, and boom, you're hit with the sort of pain that'll make you see stars. About 10 to 15% of adults in the US have gallstones right now. That's 1 in 10 people walking around with potential pain bombs in their bodies. Most don't even know it until one decides to cause trouble. The pain can last anywhere from a few minutes to several hours. It's not just a little discomfort. We're talking curl up in a ball, can't move kind of agony. Some people describe it as worse than childbirth or getting shot. Now, you'd think these pain-causing culprits would be huge, right? Nope. Most gallstones are tiny, about the size of a grain of sand. Number 3. Achilles tendon rupture. Imagine you're running in a park. Everything is fine. Suddenly, boom, you feel like someone just smacked the back of your ankle with a baseball bat. That's your Achilles tendon snapping. This tiny piece of tissue in your heel can cause some serious pain. It's actually the strongest tendon in your whole body. This thing can handle forces up to 12 times your body weight. That's like having a car drive over a piece of string, but the string not breaking. But when it does snap, it's not pretty. Some people say it feels like getting shot in the back of the leg. Others describe it as a sharp, burning pain that makes you want to cry like a baby. Here's the thing though. Achilles ruptures are becoming more common. Why? Because more people are trying to be weekend warriors. They sit at a desk all week, then try to be Usain Bolt on the weekend. Number 2. Burning mouth syndrome. This condition makes your mouth feel like you've been chewing on hot coals. Your tongue, lips, and the inside of your cheeks are in constant pain. But when doctors look inside your mouth, everything looks normal. Doctors are still not sure what causes it. Some think it might be because of damaged nerves, hormonal changes, or even stress. This problem hits women way more than men, especially after menopause. And for some people, eating spicy food actually makes the burning go away. There's no cure for this. Some people find relief with special mouthwashes or by changing what they eat. Others just have to tough it out. Number 1. Bark scorpion sting. This little guy is only about 3 inches long, but its sting feels like someone's pouring lava into your veins. People who've been stung say it's like being hit by lightning and set on fire at the same time. The pain can last for days, and it actually gets worse as time goes on. Now, you might think, I'll just avoid deserts and I'll be fine. Well, scorpions are found in a lot of places other than the desert. They've been found in the Arctic, in mines 600 feet underground, and even on the peaks of the Andes Mountains. Basically, if there's land, there's probably a scorpion there somewhere. And scorpions are practically indestructible. They can survive being frozen solid, getting nuked with radiation, and even being cut in half. In fact, a scorpion can live for up to 48 hours without its head. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.